There's a whole slew of new faces in Chapel Hill this year, and one that opposing quarterbacks are going to hate to see is Khmori House.
This is Khmori House, and you're listening to Locked On Tar Heels.
You are Locked On Tar Heels, your daily podcast on the UNC Tar Heels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey there, what's up? It's Monday, July 28th, 2025. Welcome into the Locked On Tar Heels podcast, the only daily North Carolina show out there. I'm your host, Isaac Shade. Joining me at the place to get your Carolina content every single day. It's all part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Thank you so much for making us your first listener watch to get your week started the right way. This episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONCollege at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. What's up to all the everydayers, all the members of the Locked On Tar Heels Discord, and of course, our great Locked On Tar Heels insiders. So glad you're all here. We're in for a special treat today. Did an interview over the weekend with Carolina linebacker, sophomore incoming from Washington, Khmori House. He's a great dude. You're going to love him. Opposing quarterbacks are going to hate him, though. And boy, I cannot wait. Super fun interview. Also, don't forget to check out our other show today. We got some basketball recruiting updates, and we're going to take our first look at Carolina's quarterback room a week out of fall camp. All right, let's get right into it. Here's my interview with Khmori House. Man, it is great to be joined on Locked On Tar Heels today by incoming linebacker, sophomore linebacker from Washington, out of California. Man, Pasadena, I need to switch places with you, Khmori House. It's so good to have you here, man. Really excited. Can't believe the season's almost here. We're going to have some great conversations, but want to start by just talking about this expectations in year one. And let's just start with the Bill Belichick of it all, right? Because this is a crazy story it's been. It's massive. Everybody wants in on it. We saw it with the media circus last week at ACC kickoff. What are you all as a team doing to just shut out all of that crazy noise and just ball?
Well, I think all the poise comes from preparation, you know what I'm saying? So being able to go through summer workouts with the new guys and going through it, to be honest, with your brothers, you get to build a connection to where when it's time to step out on the field, all the noise blocks out and we just locked in on that game. So going into fall camp, we get to prepare more for TCU and just take one game at a time for sure.
Yeah, man, that's incredible. I can't believe TCU, that's just about a month away at this point, man. It'll be here before any of us know it. And as part of what you just talked about, like battling with your brothers, at ACC kickoff last week, Coach Belichick talked about, look, we've got 70 new players on this roster, like 40 transfers, 30 freshmen. And so that's a lot for you guys. How have you all already worked to combat that by working at creating chemistry?
Well, to be honest, some of the guys that transferred in, I just made sure that I was genuine with everybody. You know what I'm saying? I never just awkwardness, just being genuine, being myself throughout the whole process of guys coming in, guys leaving, things like that. Because we did come in the wintertime and people exited also. So just being genuine and working out, like I said, working out together, building bonds. We had team workouts sometimes in the morning, the whole team. We all in the on the field or in the weight room, everybody. So it's just building connections through working out and in the locker room talk for sure.
Man, it's hard to believe that fall camp is here. Like, it's so close at this point. So Khmori, as you think ahead to your first fall camp in Chapel Hill, what are you looking forward to? What are your expectations for camp?
I'm looking forward to compete, man. Just competing with my guys. No expectations other than getting better every day. Just stacking days on top of days until it's time. We look up and it's game time. So I just want to stack days, get better, and competing with my teammates.
And part of the deal with competing with your teammates is, man, it is there's new faces all over the place, but there's some holdovers at some positions. For you guys as a linebacker room, man, that thing is almost completely brand new. So as people look around at that middle part of the defense, what should we expect from the linebacker room in particular?
I think you should expect depth, leadership. Um, Andrew Simpson. I went to high school with Andrew
No
Simpson.
way. I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I was a freshman when he was a senior, so I kind of know him a little bit, and we just gonna be the heart of the defense. Taking it day by day, like I said. Guys need to we all learning the scheme and stuff like that. So we just gonna get it in and play ball for real.
Dude, I love that. As we zoom out, I know you as a player, the coaches, y'all got to, as you said, take it one day at a time, one game at a time. So right now you're focused on camp, focused on TCU, but obviously, Khmori, you get it. Fans are like, year
Yeah.
one, I want to look at this whole thing. I feel like the nation is kind of sleeping on the Tar Heels a little bit. I know, I've seen all sorts of different things where people are like, I don't know about these Tar Heels in year one.
Yeah.
I don't know if Bill Belichick can get it done. So, Khmori, what should fans expect? Is it more, hey, give us a year and then we'll be rolling in 2026, or is it y'all got to get on board right now because this thing is happening?
I think we ready to play now. You know what I'm saying? No record predictions or anything like
Sure,
that.
sure.
All I would say is we're gonna go out there, compete hard, and make sure we go 1-0 each week. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're gonna expect a team that's tough, smart, and dependable. To be honest, so you guys are. I'm glad the tickets are sold out because you guys can get the show y'all are looking for sure.
I love what I love about you saying, like, look, it's not about the record. It's about us showing up and being ready to play hard, play tough every day. As an athlete, Khmori, how much do you think about, like, it's about the journey, and if we're doing the right things, that's going to get us to where we want to be, instead of looking at the record, like you were saying?
See, I'm not gonna lie. I learned that last year. To be honest, going through the whole process in the off season, like fall camp especially, like I would go out there, I'll have a good practice, and I'll get too high, and and then next practice it wouldn't be as, you know what I'm saying. So I kind of taught myself to be level headed throughout the whole thing, and I'm still teaching myself that because I can't get too high or too low. We just got to stay level headed and be able to stay poised, like you said, through everything. To be honest, because it's a long season. It's a long season, and if we trying to go to the playoffs, you can't. No, the regular season doesn't matter. Once you hit the playoffs, it's zero. We 0-0 again. So you're just trying to stay level headed, and yeah, yeah,
That's such a good approach, right? Like, just and as you've been saying throughout our conversation already, just one day at a time, and that's how you get to the places you want to go, dude. I think that's so
sure.
good. Hey, Khmori, you mentioned it, talking about, like, dude, I can't, the tickets are sold out. My understanding is that's the earliest that's ever happened in Carolina program history. And so what does that say to you about the level of anticipation and excitement that the Carolina fan base has for this season?
That says that shoot, we got some good fans. To be honest, that's what that says. They ready to see us play, and you guys are excited, just like we were excited. So I'm happy that our fans are actually in tune and actually, curious on how we're gonna be. So it's up to us to give you all that show, and I appreciate you guys for buying in for
Yeah.
sure.
Man, Labor Day is going to be here before you know it, everyone. It's a standalone game, Labor Day night. The lights on at Keenan Stadium. It's going to be electric. Khmori, one last question before we move on to the next segment. One of my favorite things that's happened this entire offseason is Hollywood Smothers from NC State had put up this picture of, like, Bill Belichick with some dart target practice,
Yeah,
and you quote tweeted it with, like, LOL, we gon' see. Dude, I love that energy from you. I feel like Fat Dixon has brought some of that energy as well this
yeah.
offseason. What have you already learned about some of the rivalries around Chapel Hill with NC State and Duke and everything there?
Yeah, let me touch on the tweeting thing. I think that's just good. That's part of college football, man. I feel like just talking a little bit. So that's just good competitive talk. But I've learned that this is a big rivalry out here. Like I would go to a food store, they ask me, "You go to UNC?" and there'll be NC State fans, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I can't really rock with you," but it's like so. I feel like it gives the residents out here something to like to be able to brag about if their team wins. So I'm happy that I'm in that I can participate in a rivalry, and it kind of reminds me of USC UCLA a little bit. So yeah,
That's that's your stomping grounds, man. That's what you grew up with. That great
yeah,
now Big Ten schools. Like
yeah,
that's still wrapping my brain around that. That's crazy stuff. Which is funny because y'all will take a trip out west to an old Pac-12 school this year with Cal. And
yeah.
so, man, that's the landscape. All right. Coming up in a second, Khmori and I are going to talk about the craziness of this offseason, what it was like transferring to Carolina with several other UW Huskies, and what it's been like to transition from Bill Belichick to, man, that's just coach. We'll have those conversations coming up in just a second. Right after I tell you about Monarch Money. Do you ever wish managing your money felt easier? Well, with Monarch Money, it can. Whether you're growing your savings or planning a big purchase, Monarch puts you in the driver's seat. It's like having your own personal CFO, giving you full visibility of and control over all of your finances. Monarch Money is more than a budgeting app, it's a complete financial command center where you can track all your accounts, your investments, and spending all right there in one place. So, in addition to managing your money, you're also building and growing wealth. That's great to be able to do both of those. Something I found that I really love is having everything financial right there in one app. So instead of having to manage a whole bunch of different financial apps or having a folder with all of them on my phone, no. You just go straight to Monarch Money and it's right there in one app, making managing your day-to-day financial stuff so much easier. So take control of your finances at Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONCollege at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's a great deal. Again, that's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONCollege for half off your first year. Once again, we're joined today by Carolina linebacker Khmori House coming over from Washington this offseason. And Khmori, that's where we want to go next is the crazy offseason. And I get it. Look, every offseason has been crazy in the transfer portal era, if we're being honest about it. But this one in particular, because of the Bill Belichick of it all, which has just been probably the single biggest storyline in all of college football. I mean, it's crazy. Everybody wants to talk about Bill Belichick and Jordan, his girlfriend, and all this stuff, but whatever. We got to talk football as well. Where I want to go next is asking you, for a lot of guys, it's like you transfer and you're going by yourself. But for you, it was Jason Robinson, it was Peyton Waters, it was Thad Dixon, and Coach Steve Belichick. So what level of comfort did that provide you transferring along with all those guys?
It was a lot of comfort actually, but the thing is like I was here first to be
That's
honest.
what I'm
Well,
thinking. Yeah.
I was one of the first ones to get on campus, so I kind of like navigated a little bit first couple days, and was able to see how the players were and how my teammates are. And once they got here, that's when like I'm like, dang, like it's kind of like we in a new team, but I got my boys still. So it was a it was a it was a smooth transition. My other guys that was here already made it easy for us to come in. They were welcoming, and we just kind of bonded already as a team. So we continue to build that connection, and it's gonna be great season. I feel like.
Man, that's so good. Like, and one thing that's interesting about that is I feel like for a lot of guys, when they transfer to a brand new school and no coaches that they've played for yet, it's like you're just learning everything.
Yeah.
At what level is it like, since you've still got Coach Steve Belichick, it's like at some level you're helping other players, either other transfers, freshmen, or guys that were already there, learn how to play for him.
Oh yeah, for sure. I always try to teach guys like, well, they ask me like what type of guy is, and I just give them tips, and I only was only under them for 1 year, so I'm
Right.
still learning too. To be
Right.
honest, I'm still learning, but I try to help guys as much as possible. So anybody, I tell them like if you need help or anything, you can come to me, man. I'm not one of those guys. You just come ask me, and we could work it out together.
Yeah.
For
Gosh, I
sure.
love that because it's all like if you're just looking out for Khmori and not the rest of the team, man, that individualization is not going to help us win football games, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a rising tide lifts all boats. So I love that attitude and energy from you, man. That's incredible. So I had a question from we have a Discord for Locked On Tar Heels.
Okay.
And one of the guys in there, his name is Dean Got a Bean. I have no idea where that comes from, but that's a username.
Dean Got a Bean. I like it.
Right? It's great.
It.
He said he wanted me to ask you, what is it about Carolina that made you want to transfer here?
I think when I visited, I loved like that it was a college campus, or not a college campus, but like a
College town?
College town, exactly. Chapel Hill is a college town, and it's like once you're on campus, you can really tell you're on campus, and I like that. So I felt the vibe of it's more college like, and I like that. Seeing students around, getting to see just a lot of people, a lot of life around, and I talked to some of the people. It was the people are so nice out here in the South, man. People are so nice, and that's what I like about it, man. That's one thing that I took. The people are nice. So those are two things that I thought would help me come here for sure.
Man, yeah, that's really neat. I love that. Obviously, I know Coach Bill Belichick was around you guys a little bit last year up at UW because his son was there. But obviously, it's different now that he is your head coach and you're around him all the time. So I'm curious at what point it moved from like, holy cow, that's Bill Belichick, like the Bill Belichick, to, man, that's just coach, man. He's just my coach. At what point did that transition happen for you? Maybe it hasn't yet. I don't know.
So I would say at Washington, he came around a couple of times, and I'm like, dang, that's really Coach Belichick, like the aura, you know what I'm saying? And then going through that season was cool. And then once I visited here and got to talk to Coach Belichick and sit down and have just a genuine conversation, that's when it changed. Like, this is Coach now, you know what I'm saying? This is no longer he's just Coach to me now. So he's just regular guy like everybody else. Coaches hard, and Coach Belichick for sure.
What do you think? Like, I feel like people have this preconceived notion about who he is because of like maybe when he was with the Patriots, like his demeanor and it came off as gruff sometimes, that kind of thing. Like, what do people not understand about him that you understand because you get to be around him all the time?
I understand that his demeanor is just serious because I think he's serious about what he does. You know what I'm saying? He's all in. He loves the game of football, and I can respect that. I mean, if you're a real football fan, you understand that, like, the Patriots and that whole dynasty. You have the respect for Coach Belichick. So I never really understood about the whole notion about him and things like that. I just always respected Coach Belichick, and now that he's actually my coach, respect him even more for sure.
And that's good to hear. Like, because it's that thing, like you hear people say, like, don't meet your idols because they'll never live up to expectations. So it's like, it's really cool to hear you say, like, now I respect him even more than I already did. And I think that's the sign of his character and that it lives up to what you hope it would be, man. That's really neat. Khmori, one of the things I think people just don't have any idea about heading into this year is like what to expect, because it's Coach Bill Belichick's first year in college. It's all these new coaches, new players. And so like even schematically, people are like, dude, who knows? And so like, as you start thinking about like on the defensive side of the football, what should people expect? Like, even just like, I don't want to get too down on the weeds, but like just from a scheme standpoint, what should people be looking for?
I would say they're expecting a tough, smart, dependable defense. Guys are gonna fly around to the ball, attack the ball, try to force as many turnovers as possible, and just play good football, fundamentally sound, and be able to win games for sure. Be a great defense for sure.
That's incredible. Can't wait to see it happen. All right, guys, we've got this great opportunity with Khmori here without his helmet on. We see the man, the face, the great braids going on. And so we got to get to know Khmori House a little bit so that when we're seeing him out flying around this season on the field, we know who Khmori House is. And that's what we'll do to wrap the show in just a second. Right after I tell you about game time, look, we've all been there, right? You log on early, you're waiting in the digital line on concert tickets to go on sale. Oh man, and you end up losing your spot for a show that you've been dying to see because something messed up or whatever it is. Well, live music should be about making memories, not dealing with the stress of ticket shopping, and that's where Game Time comes in. Game Time makes getting concert tickets faster and easier than ever. Prices actually drop the closer it gets to showtime, and you can save up to 60% off with their killer last-minute deals. You worried about what happens if your plans change? Don't be. The Game Time guarantee has your back with cancellation protection and more. I recently used Game Time actually to buy Dude Perfect tickets for my family. I say recently, it was back at Christmas time, but we just went to that show last week and it was an incredible experience. I wasn't worried about it because I knew that the Game Time tickets were in my wallet and ready to go. It was great, flawless. Thank you, Game Time. You made a great experience for my family. I'm so grateful. So take the guesswork out of buying concert and show tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off. Terms apply. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed. Something that's always important here on Locked On Tar Heels is elevating the stories of the young women and men that play the sports that we love. We've started talking about hashtag Project 28 because we want to support all 28 varsity sports at Carolina. And one of the ways we do that is just by getting to know these people. And so I want to make sure to spend time to talk to Khmori about Khmori, right? He comes over, a sophomore from UW, linebacker, had 35 tackles last year, 19 solo, a TFL, an interception, 19-yard return. Go check out the highlights from that. A forced fumble. This dude is 6 foot, 215. You can see the muscles bulging out that black t-shirt. If you're watching on YouTube, it's great stuff. Khmori, by the way, number 7, folks, when you're watching on the field, you need to see that. It was hard at spring practice because these guys don't have names on the back of those uniforms. So that's a classic story. Khmori, if somebody was meeting you for the first time, like you and I have just done today, what would you want them to know about you?
I would want them to know I'm genuine. I'm respectable. I'm determined, goal driven, and just a genuine guy. To be honest, I don't really try to be something I'm not. Just a regular guy who loves football, chasing his dreams. To be honest.
Man, that's fun. That's what it's all about. We talked about it earlier, but you grew up in Pasadena. Last year, you were up in the Pacific Northwest, and now you're out on the East Coast. What are you missing from the West Coast?
In and out, in and out,
What's
in
your
and
order?
out, in
What's
and
your
out of my
order?
family. Double cheeseburger, animal fries, grilled onions, no tomatoes on the double, animal fries, and a pink lemonade.
Pink lemonade. I love that.
Pink
Unexpected.
lemonade.
Dude, I'm
Yeah.
with you all the way on the animal style though. You gotta hit that. So
Yeah, for sure.
so good, man. I love
Man,
it. Is pink lemonade your favorite drink, or is that just at In and Out?
just that in and out. The
Okay.
ice with I don't know what it is. I don't know what it
It's
is.
refreshing. Okay.
Yeah.
What is your favorite drink?
Oh, favorite drink? It is some type of lemonade though. Just any lemonades. I like lemonade. I think it is. But I wouldn't say it's pink lemonade. I would just say some nice cold lemonade.
Okay, I feel like we need some video content sometime, like Khmori House's lemonade stand, and you're just like selling lemonade to people as they're coming through
Yes,
Chapel Hill. That'd be incredible.
for sure.
Oh man, that's great. Okay, but we said what you're missing on the West Coast, In and Out, love that. What about the East Coast? You talked about how kind the people are, how much of a chapel town or a college town Chapel Hill is. What else have you learned already that you kind of really like about the East Coast?
Um, I like like I said, I like the people out here. I love how everybody's genuine and just themselves. Um I like that it's not too. It's a nice place to just relax, kind of in the South. To be honest, just be able to gather your thoughts, not too much stuff going on, and just be able to really focus on like what we got going on. To be honest, what I have going on, my goals, and it's a good place to just lock in on ball and just school and yeah.
School, man, that's coming too. It's not just football. Class is coming, buddy. Get ready for that.
For
Sharpen
sure.
those pencils, and let's get pencils. Who uses pencils? We're out here typing. Okay, Khmori, you said you're out here, man, chasing your dreams, doing what you love. But when you aren't playing football, what can people find you doing?
I like to play video games. I like to I have a dog. I like to walk my dog, play with my dog a little bit and just hang out with my friends, to be honest, build relationships.
Yeah,
I value relationships, so I make sure I'm a good brother, a good son, and yeah, and just go about life how it is, to be honest with you.
man, that's fun. What kind of dog you got? What's its name?
His name's Pluto. He's a miniature bully. So he's
That's
like,
incredible.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love it. That's so fun. Cool. You talked about loving spending time with your friends. Who do you live with there at campus?
Jason Robinson and Payne Waters are my roommates.
Nice. So did you
Sure.
room with them at UW, or just like
No.
since, hey, we're all Huskies, let's room together at Carolina?
So me and Jason lived in the same apartment, but we weren't in the same room. So
Nice.
now that we're in the same actual apartment, it's actually kind of cool being with my boys. We always spend time with each other. I would, after practice, I would go downstairs, go to his apartment, just chill, kick it. But now that we're actually here, it's like it's cool. It's cool to
That's
be.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. You talked about playing video games. Have you played with yourself in EA 25 in college football 25?
Yeah, I have. I have played with myself. I usually don't. I usually like to go with just a team that I'll play with my friends or something like that, because I got a lot of friends in college football. So I like to see what their players are like and how they play around. But I do play with myself sometimes against my friends, make sure they know. You know what I'm saying?
Let me
Yeah,
give
for
you a
sure.
taste of what's about to happen on the real field. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
for sure.
That's cool. So growing up in South Cali, did you grow up like a Trojans fan, a Bruins fan? Who did you cheer for growing up?
I wasn't really a fan of any schools, to be honest. My mom did go to USC and she ran track at USC. So
Oh,
I,
nice.
I kind of, I kind of, grew up liking USC, but I never was like a super USC like fan growing up. But yeah, so when I started getting recruited, that's when I started having to do a lot of more research of colleges and things like that.
That's really cool, man. USC's got a great track program, don't they?
Yeah, yeah, they're pretty
What did
good.
she do? She must be a baller.
Yeah, she was 100 and did hurdles.
Dude, get out of the way. Can you beat her?
Now, probably now. Back then, I don't know. Back then, I don't know. She might have got me.
Gosh, I would have loved to have seen that. That'd be incredible stuff. All right, Khmori, just a couple more questions here. You had a really solid year at UW last year, but obviously, you're always wanting to grow, always wanting to get better. What is it that you've been working on this offseason to prepare you for your sophomore year?
I've been working on my leadership, being more vocal on the field and off the field. To be honest, just speaking my mind and just leadership, and then polishing everything that I'm good at, and working on everything that I have weaknesses at. To be honest, so I'm just trying to get better every day. I'm very I'm always asking questions. What do you think I need to do better? What have I been doing good? Just to pick the coach's brain and try to steady elevate my game, elevate myself, and things like that.
Man, that's good. Keep doing that, dude. That's going to take you so far in life, both on and off the field. So I commend you on that in a big way. So many people, I feel like, are scared of asking that question because they don't want to hear the answer, right?
Yeah,
And so I love that you're doing that, man. That's incredible.
I appreciate you.
Yeah. Something cute in my head as you said that. Like, what's your favorite kind of play to make? Like, would you rather just like stick somebody, a pick, forceful? Like, what's your favorite kind of play to make where you're like, oh, look at what I just did?
I think either an interception for sure, because those are hard to come by, and a sack, or a just guarding somebody uptight and being able to just PBU, good, nice PBU, and just shutting somebody down
Man,
for
I
sure.
love it. Well, that PBU is a great question because obviously when we think about coverage, we think so often about the secondary and cornerbacks and safeties and stuff. But One of the things I love about you from both watching your film and reading scouting reports is that you're really good in coverage. You're able to get side to side, all of those things. One of my most intriguing things I read about you in a scouting report this offseason was it said, quote, looks like a safety playing linebacker. Dude, that's got to feel good to hear, man, right? Coming downhill, doing all that. Do you agree with that assessment, and why?
I mean, I see where you're coming from. Whoever said that, I see where you're coming from. But to be honest, I try to stay away from like giving me putting a position on my name. To be honest, I don't like to put a box. I just call myself a football player. Put me on the field somewhere, and I'll be able to attack it and be able to make some plays because I just play football. To be honest, I'm not I'm positionless, so try to just play where you put me, man. Play where you put me, make plays there, for
I
sure.
love that. I feel like so often, the idea of positionless basketball has come into play in the past decade or so. And I love you thinking that way defensively too, of like, dude, just put me out there. Let's go to work. And
Yeah.
so cannot wait to watch you fly around this season. Khmori, I know all of Carolina Nation is behind you as well. How long you got till fall camp? When do you guys take off and leave?
So we start on Monday. We actually have we start working out. Well, we do workouts and then things like that through Monday through Friday, and then the week after is when fall camp hits.
Okay, that's like the 4th of August, man. That's coming up, folks. Get
Let's
ready.
do it.
We'll obviously have a lot of great coverage from fall camp and everything going on there. Thank you. Big thank you and shout out to Khmori for coming on with us today to give everyone an inside look at his transition to Chapel Hill and what to expect this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Folks, if you haven't already subscribed to the show on both video and audio, make sure you do that on all podcast platforms now so you don't miss a second of Locked On Tar Heels. If you've not joined the Locked On Tar Heels Discord, man, we would love to have you in there. It's a crew of over, we're getting close to 550 Carolina fans in there, just talking all day long. That link's in the show notes, free to join. Also, if you want to be a Locked On Tar Heels insider, go next level, have one-on-one conversations with me, have free access to all of my stats and charts and data and record books and stuff, man, that link is also in the show notes. It's a great way to help support the show. All right, guys, it's always a great day to be a Tar Heel. We'll talk again tomorrow, but until then, Khmori, tell them what's up.
Deuces, man.